AutoAudiography. This week, an album that Scott actually, well, he didn't do this album. He did the album that came after this. This is a 2003 offering from Columbia Records and Kung Fu Records. This is 2003's So Long Astoria by the one and the only, the Ataris. Ataris, as Scott said in his video, pop punk along the lines of Lagwagon, Useless ID, bands of that nature. But this album, certified gold. This was their biggest hit album, their best-selling album, if you will. I don't like how this is positioned. There we go. And mainly it may be because of the song they're most famous for, which is on this album, which is a cover of Don Henley's Boys of Summer. And don't get me wrong, their cover is phenomenal. I needed to use all the syllables in that word because it is phenomenal. And you've probably heard it. I think it was in a lot of Finding Yourself movies around the time it came out. So if you watched any kind of those movies around that time, you may have heard it. But there's the front cover. There's the back. There is 13 songs on this, and truthfully, I mean, I'll get into the album itself and what it means to me in a minute. But the album, I think every song has its merit. Every song is great. This is actually the lyric sheet. It's basically the liner notes are basically just the lyric sheet. There's nothing else. There's some pictures on there, but the album itself. And for all you colored vinyl lovers out there like myself, this will please you greatly. Coke Bottle Clear is the name of it, is the color they call it, Coke Bottle Clear. And there's a hair on it. It is gorgeous. I kind of just want to do the whole video through here, but I feel like it's directing my voice right back at me and you can't hear me. But I have to talk through the whole, and I don't like having my mouth that close to anything synthetic. I don't know if I like the way that sentence came out. Okay, what this album means to me. I talked about it a bit in my Kid Rock video. I talked about how it was me kind of finding something to listen to of my own and kind of straying away from what I grew up listening to. My dad was in a rock band my whole childhood. They played just bars around the area, and just from what I understand, because he wasn't exactly touring when I was of age to remember, but they did very well. They were very well liked as a bar band. My dad thought he was a rock star. He may still think he's a rock star, but Kid Rock was me trying to kind of get away from what they listened to. The problem with that was Kid Rock was also on the radio that he listened to, kind of, so he didn't mind Ball with the Ball. He heard it. He knew what it was. The Ataris, on the other hand, not on the radio in this area. There was no radio play, and this was one of the albums I got when I signed up for the 12 albums for a penny, 12 CDs for a penny from Columbia House, and I don't think I knew anything about it. I think it may have been because in the catalog that you get, they kind of order them by genre. And I'm gonna say there wasn't a punk genre, there wasn't a pop punk genre. I'm gonna say that they were probably under the alternative genre because let's be honest, Columbia House were masters at categorizing bands, and I don't know what inspired me to get it. I don't know. I didn't hear about it before that. I don't think. I'm trying to think if I got it from Columbia House or not, because it would have been later than the Kid Rock then. This may have been one that I got afterwards because you're required to order so many or you have to pay a certain amount of money. Because I don't know how else I would have got it. That's the only way I got CDs back then, was off of Columbia House. Either way. It came, I listened to it, and truthfully, 100% full disclosure, I thought I discovered something new. I thought I alone discovered this new sound and this new type of music that never existed before. Also, when Boys of Summer came on, it was so familiar to me, but I couldn't place where it was from. And I know it was my dad's band may have played it. I may have heard my dad's band play it, but it was so familiar to me, but with a different sound, that I thought I discovered something new. I thought I was the first one to hear this. I thought I was the freshest ears in the world at the time. And it made me love this album. I dove deep into it. I listened to it nonstop for a long time. I listened to it more recently, and this album is not an album for what year did it come out? 2003? There's no way. This had to come out before 2003. It doesn't make sense to me. But it came out in 2003. This album is not intended, if you will, lyrically, for a teenager. I listen to this album now, and I can relate more to this album. I guess it's true of most music, yes, possibly, but there's things in this that almost like they make me feel warm inside. There's things that crush my heart. There's things that make me think existentially, which I don't really want to do when listening to music. But the one key lyric off of this album that hits me home and hits hard so much, and to the point where I don't even want to listen to the song, is being grown up isn't half as fun as growing up. And I don't think I know as a fucking teenager, I was, yeah, man, yeah, being grown up's not fun as growing up. I didn't know what the hell that meant. I had no idea. It's the truth, obviously. And I think the goal is to never stop growing. Because you may not be growing in size, but if you're growing in thought, if you're growing in emotion, if you're growing in any way, you can still say you're growing up. So my aim is to constantly have fun by constantly growing up. Because I don't want to be grown up. It's not as fun as growing up. So I will continue to grow in whatever way I can. I don't know why this turned into this weird speech, but the song makes me emotional. The song makes me think of growing up and makes me kind of wish I would have enjoyed it more, and I wouldn't have been rushed. I wouldn't have given in to the rush to grow up faster. I wouldn't have rushed myself to grow up faster. I wouldn't have pretended to be grown up. There was a lot of that when I was younger. I was constantly in situations where I thought I needed to be the adult. I thought I needed to be the grown up. And I don't think I ever fully could let go of myself or get out of my own head while growing up and tell myself that I am growing up. Like, I couldn't enjoy it. So every day I try to grow, and I try to remain having fun, because once you're grown up, what's there left? You constantly need to grow. I don't want to be stagnant. I never want to be stagnant in anything. Whether it's learning something, whether it's meeting somebody, you can always grow a different way every single day. And once again, it just changed back into a weird self-help speech that I didn't want to get into. How do I transition out of that? I don't know if you can. That might be it. I love this album. It means a lot to me, obviously. I thought I discovered something new. I really did. I thought I was the guy. I thought record companies were going to call me, "What's new? What'd you hear?" Well, there's this band called the Ataris. This is their fourth album. Fourth. I had no idea who they were before this. Truthfully, didn't listen to the album that Scott reviewed. I've never heard it. This is the only Ataris I'm familiar with. I don't know if I want to change that, because when I hear the name the Ataris, this is the album I think of. I want to think of this. I want to think of them with that light that they have. I don't want to think of them It's almost like they're not a band to me. They are that period that I listen to them. They're that point of my life. And if I listen to more of them, more other albums, I'll think of them as just a band. And I don't want that. I want them to be my adolescence, if you will. So I will allow the Ataris to be my adolescence. I will allow myself to continue to grow. I will allow myself to be happy and have fun all the time. I advise you to do the same. Thank you for watching this. I don't know why it took that weird self-help turn, but maybe it said something that caught you. Maybe you liked it. I don't know. Thank you. Love this album. My smile goes from normal to serial killer in like 5 seconds. What is happening?